Hi students, this week we are going to learn how to prepare for our solving algebra quiz. In the past few weeks we've learned how to solve level 1, level 2, and level 3 equations. But oftentimes students are unsure whether their answer is correct or not. And today we're going to learn how to check your work so that you don't need anyone else to tell you whether your answer is correct or not. You can check it yourself. So the first thing we're going to do is start with our level 1 equation. So on one side, we're going to show work. And on the other side, we are going to check our work. We're going to deal with the level 1 equation first. And our level 1 equation is 2x plus 5 equals to negative 2x plus 13. As a reminder, we want to get variables on one side of the equation and numbers on the other side of the equation. So let's have all our variables on the left-hand side and our numbers on the right-hand side. To do that, we're going to do the opposite of negative 2x, which is positive 2x on both sides of the equation. Negative 2x plus 2x makes 0. And our new equation now is 2x plus 2x is 4x plus 5 equals to 13. Now that we have variables on one side of the equation, we want our numbers on the other side of the equation. So we're going to do that by, instead of adding 5, subtracting 5 on both sides of the equation. Positive 5, negative 5 makes 0. And our new equation now is 4x is equal to 13 minus 5, 8. Lastly, we want to get x by itself, so isolate for the variable. And this is 4 times x, and the opposite of multiplying is dividing. So instead of multiplying by 4, we're going to divide by 4 on both sides of the equation. And we get our final answer is 8 divided by 4 is equal to 2. X is equal to 2. The big question is, how do I check my work without any support? So we check our work by taking our answer and plug it in back into the original equation. Whenever we see an x, plug it back in. So we're going to start by writing out the original equation. 2x plus 5 equals negative 2x plus 13. Now we're going to plug our answer, x equals 2, anytime we see x. So x is 2, x is 2, and then we're going to write the original equation. 2 times 2 plus 5 equals to negative 2 times 2 plus 13. And when we simplify that, we get 2 times 2 is 4, plus 5 equals to 2 times 2 is 4, plus 13. Sorry, negative 2. This is a negative 2. I forgot the negative. Negative 2 times 2 is negative 4, plus 13. And then 4 plus 5 is 9. Negative 4 plus 13 is also equal to 9. Therefore, 9 does equal to 9, and whenever it is true that the left side matches the right side, you know your answer is correct. So we just checked to see that x equals 2 for this level 1 equation. Now we're going to move on to level 2 using the same process. As a reminder, level 2 problems are a little trickier and just involve 1 or 2 more steps. So on the left-hand side, we're going to show our work, and on the right-hand side, we're going to check work. Level 2. And our level 2 equation is 8x minus 22 minus 3x minus 15 equals to 9 minus 6x plus 9. So when we have this equation, the very first thing we need to do when you see such a long equation is to combine like terms. Can we combine anything? So I'm going to rewrite this so I can put all the terms that are like terms together. 8x can be combined with minus 3x. And negative 22, so minus 22 can be combined with minus 15. The color code so you guys can see clearly. And on the right hand side, we have negative 6x. So we have a negative 6x, which can be combined with nothing, but we have 9, positive 9, and we have another positive 9. So when we combine our like terms, we get 8x minus 3x is 5x, and we have our negative 6x over here. And then negative 22 minus 15, so this becomes more negative, is negative 37. And positive 9 and another positive 9 becomes positive 18. Now we want variables on one side of the equation and numbers on the other. So I'm going to have my variables on the left-hand side in this case. Doesn't matter if you have it left or right. Add 6x on both sides, because the opposite of minus 6x is plus 6x. And we have 11x minus 37 equals to 18. Now we want to make 0 for minus 37, so the opposite of minus 37 is positive 37. And negative 37 plus 37 becomes 0. And our new equation is 11x equals to 8 plus 7 is 5, carry the 1 over, 1 plus 1 plus 3 is 5, so 55. Our last step, to get x by itself, this is 11 times x. The opposite of multiplying is dividing, so we're going to divide both sides by 11. And 55 divided by 11 makes 5. Now we're going to check our work. Anytime we see x, we're going to plug in the number 5. So I'm going to write the original equation. 8 times x is 5. Minus 22 minus 3 times 5. Minus 15 equals to 9 minus 6 times 5, because x equals 5, plus 9. When we simplify this, we end up getting 8 times 5 is 40, minus 22, minus 3 times 5, negative 3 times 5 is negative 15, minus 15 equals 9, minus 6 times 5, negative 6 times 5 is negative 30, plus 9. Now we're going to combine like terms, or all numbers. So you want to go from left to right, because we're dealing with addition and subtraction, and addition and subtracting in PEMDAS are exactly the same, but whichever is furthest to the left we start with. So 40 minus 22 is 18, minus 15 minus 15 equals 9 minus 30 equals negative 21 plus 9. And you can do this in fewer steps if you want, but I'm just showing every single step. 18 minus 15 is 3, minus 15 equals negative 21 plus 9 is negative 12. And lastly, we have 3 minus 15 is negative 12, which does equal negative 12. Therefore, x equals 5 is correct. I'm going to show a level 3 problem, but before we show our last problem for level 3, the word of the week this week is variable. Variable. Make sure you write that down on your homework as the word of the week to get full credit. Variable. Okay, last question, level 3. Show my work on the left-hand side and check my work on the right-hand side. Level 3, and the level 3 equation is negative 4 times the quantity of 4 minus x plus 3x equals to negative 3 plus 2x plus 19. So remember, when we're doing PEMDAS, we need to do parentheses first, 4 minus x, but we can't do anything there. So now we're going to do exponents, there are no exponents, then multiply. So we're going to multiply 4 minus x with negative 4 by using the distributive property. So negative 4 times 4 is negative 16, and negative 4 times negative x is positive 4x. Because we're taking the opposite, two negatives make a positive, 4 times x is 4x. Then we bring everything down from above. Now we want to combine like terms. So we can combine the 4x and the 3x, which becomes 7x. Bring down the negative 16. And then we can combine the negative 3 with the 19. And negative 3 plus 19 is going to be 16 plus 2x. So in the past two examples, you've seen me write all the variables on the left-hand side and the numbers on the right-hand side. You can actually do the other way around too. So now we're going to try to do the variables on the right-hand side and the numbers on the left-hand side. And in order to do that, we are going to need to subtract 7x on both sides, because that's the opposite of adding 7x. And subtract 7x on the right side. And we're going to be left with negative 16 equals to 16 positive 2x minus 7x is going to give us minus 5x. Then we are going to we have our variables on the right hand side, we want our numbers on the left hand side. So instead of adding 16, we subtract 16 on both sides. And we're left with negative 32 equals negative 5x. Last but not least, we are going to get x by itself by dividing by negative 5. And 32, two negatives make a positive, so we can ignore the negatives. And x is going to equal to 32 divided by 5, which is 6.4. So I want to check to see if this answer is correct by plugging in 6.4 into the original equation. Negative 4 times 4 minus 6.4 plus 3 times x, which is 6.4, equals to negative 3 plus 2 times x, 6, which is 6.4, plus 19. So I can squeeze it in here. There we go. Okay. So with that said, we do everything in parentheses first. So 4 minus 6.4 is negative 2.4. Times that by negative 4. And 3 times 6.4 is going to give us 19.2. Yep. And 2 times 6.4 is going to give us 12.8 plus 19. And then we simplify this. Negative 4 times negative 2.4 is going to give us 9.6. And then we have plus 19.2 is equal to negative 3 plus 12.8 is going to give us 9.8 plus 19. And 9.6 plus 19.2 is going to give us 28.8. And, oh, this is a 19. 19, I forgot to bring down the 1. 9.8 plus 19.8 is going to give us 28.8 also. So this matches. Therefore, x equals 6.4 is the correct solution.